Hello friends, in this episode I would like to talk briefly about stock market crash. For the last 3-4 days the market has been very dull. In fact, the fundamentals of Indian market is very strong, and there is no problem and there is no panic as such. But the challenge is due to the external forces and factors, due to the Iraq, Iran war and US, because of the tension, the things have changed so fast, and I think it may take a month to clear everything. But until then, the investors have to be very much cautious about their investments. Now, I write books on various genre like education, teaching, training, gender, philosophy. But for the recent past, I'm focusing on money and investments because I am at to achieve financial independence. But I'm trying to explore ways and means of uh, uh, doing things in such a way that we can achieve financial independence. And this is one my personal challenge. But apart from that, everyone should strive for financial independence, and so that they can lead their life comfortably. And that too, the cost of living has gone up across India. This one area of concern. Secondly, AI is changing the things so fast. And recently, AI summit was conducted, and AI is changing everything, and we have to be very much careful, and we must embrace uh, uh, artificial intelligence. So I would like to share certain ideas and insights. We have to embrace failures, because failure is only a comma, not a full stop. Some people might think that failure is stigma, but now the people are realizing the importance of failures, and we have to learn from failures so that we can grow as successful individuals and as leaders. And in fact, my personal view is that when you get humble, you become humble. So it doesn't mean that everyone should get tumble, but once you get tumble, then what happens? You understand the pain of life, and you take feedback, and accordingly you will make your own decisions. Not only that, you will make better decisions. So we have to embrace artificial intelligence. We have to embrace change is the only thing constant. We have to embrace failures, and so these are the certain aspects. And now talking about this money and investments, uh, currently markets are overvalued, and there is a bloodbath. Literally, it's a bloodbath in Indian stock market due to the Iran war. But the dust will settle down very fast, and India's growth story is intact, and there is nothing to be panicked about India's growth, because India is very strong in many aspects. India is probably the fourth largest economy, and an average young people of around 20 years of age. So we have many advantages. Apart from that, under the Sri Narendra Modi's leadership, India is very strong in many aspects. So we are very bullish and optimistic. And this things like uh, uh, war can change anything, but it's an opportunity. And if you are very positive, you can leverage volatility, and you make money. And there are people, even when the markets are down, still they are making money, because they know the art and craft of making money. And secondly, you have to emphasize on both fundamental and technical analysis. And fundamentals are very strong, and and technical aspects like charts and everything. These both things you have to blend, and accordingly you have to move so that you can make decent returns and make money. So these are all the aspects. Then again, when we talk about investments, you can invest into primary market and secondary market. And personally, I am against this IPOs. So you can go for a stock market. Then again, avoid excessive trading, because when you trade excessively, what happens, there will be costs involved. So best thing is to stay invested and stay diversified, and don't keep all eggs in one basket, and keep in different baskets, so that you can get the decent returns. So the ideal menu is that you have to invest little bit in real estate, little bit on commodities, a little bit on bonds, a little bit on F.D, and a little bit on crypto. So like this, you have to keep everything in such a way that what happens if one area goes down, other sectors can lift you up. On average, you can get decent returns. Apart from that, you need to have an emergency fund of 3 months or 6 months, so that you can meet any kind of challenges if you have. And these are all the aspects you have to keep in your mind when you lead a life with dreams and possibilities. And these are all the aspects. Then again, as I said, markets are overvalued and there is a correction, and so stay invested. Don't press the panic button, and don't bother for the external forces and factors, because in India's growth story is very intact. So we are very much optimistic India's growth story. And when we talk about this investments, you can go for a small cap, mid cap, and large cap. And large caps are usually very strong, and mid caps are better now, and small caps are very volatile. So if you want to if you want to enjoy the volatility, then you can go for small caps. But then again, small caps have their own challenges. Uh, so these are the aspects I am sharing. So overall, you should stay invested and stay diversified, so that you can achieve decent returns. So let me share with you my challenge. That 5 years ago I had a brain stroke, and thank you for empathizing. For the last 5 years, I can't type and I can't eat with my right hand. So lots of challenges. I am stammering due to the health challenges. So the good news is that I survived. So the message from this video is that achieve financial independence. That's one thing. And embrace failures, embrace artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is not a hype, it's a hope, and it's a reality. So let us embrace, and jobs are being lost. So accordingly, you have to prepare. Preparation is the only thing key, and you have to reinvent with the changing times and technologies. So these are all the messages I am sharing with you. I request you to consider subscribing and sharing with your networks with gratitude.